Get us started. Hello, everyone. I am Janet with Bevy, and I am the Customer Success Manager for the BYU Management Society. I'm so excited to have you guys here to walk through Bevy Virtual and how to create events and how to use it. I've enabled the Q&A feature on the right-hand side of the chat. So if you have any questions at all during our time together, please feel free to drop them in there and I will answer them at the end. Christina, if you could do me a favor, and if we have any issues, if you could alert me via jump on mic and let me know, because once I start sharing my screen, I'm actually not going to be able to see the chat.
Yeah.
So perfect, thank you. So I'll go ahead and get started here. I'm going to share my screen. So as y'all can see, we're actually using Bevy Virtual right now. So you should be able to see now our this slide here, Bevy and BYU and how to use Bevy Virtual. It's really great to meet you guys. I spent a lot of time with Christina and Jason and the team over there. I'm Janet. Again, I'm the Customer Success Manager for Bevy and BYU's relationship. I work with the team at BYU to go through industry knowledge, best practices, strategic questions, trainings like this, etc. And I also walk through help through support as well. So if you have any questions or product related questions or technical requests, please send them to help@bevy.com. Quick overview here of Bevy Virtual, or fast facts, as you will. Basically what we've done is built out our own entire virtual event and video platform that's integrated into byums.byu.edu so that you guys can actually have your own internal meeting platform without having to worry about who has what meeting link, etc. It's all within the same thing for you. So for Bevy Virtual, you have unlimited 720p HD video calls. We can use up to 500 attendees in every session. And you can have up to 50 presenters on mic and camera, just like you're seeing now with me. Screen sharing, which is what I'm doing right now within here. You can also chat and DM where you have moderating tools as a host. You can app mention, you can have formatting, add emojis. You can record your sessions, which we're doing here today using Bevy Virtual, and I'll share out after this. You can have breakout rooms, you can have multi-day agendas, automated check-ins, emails, automated emails, Q here, and we're GDPR compliant. So let's jump into actually how we make this. So you should see now BYU, your BYU homepage here, which I believe you do. So this page here, you guys should be pretty familiar with. It's byums.byu.edu. This is the main homepage for all of y'all for creating events and where you can see what's going on throughout your organization. So as a chapter organizer, you have this dashboard button on the top right-hand side. We click that. It takes us to the back end actually for your specific chapters. You guys are seeing a little behind the curtain here, whereas a super admin like myself and Christina and Jason, you can see all chapters. But for the sake of this, webinar, we're going to go through our test chapter here, which is called Central City. So in order to create an event here, I'm taking a few steps more because you, as a chapter organizer, I believe you should already know about, analytics, events, emails, see your members and your specific settings. So how to create a Bevy virtual event here. We actually click new event right here. You can click on virtual event. I know there's all different kinds here. Virtual event. And we can do tests for webinar. This is how you build out your event itself here. And I'm going to grab my handy dandy lorem ipsum real quick. This is where you add in your short description, the event description itself. Because this is a hidden chapter, this is automatically hidden, but will be public on your page. You already have a preloaded event banner, event thumbnail. Again, this should look pretty familiar as it's the same as every other event we create here within Bevy. Now we go to specifically the event time, obviously. Again, should look pretty familiar. We're going, which is what I'm at. I know most of y'all are probably on Mountain. Make sure we don't need to make it go till 9 p.m. It's a really long meeting. So intro, and then we go content. This is creating your actual agenda there. And this is the most important part when creating a Bevy virtual event. We'll do virtual event platform. So you select virtual event platform, we select Bevy virtual. It will automatically create an event, link here once we actually publish the event. So we'll hit next. If we have any additional etc. that we need to add here, you do that there. Again, this should seem pretty familiar since it's what we use, how we build out every single event for y'all. And we just have to make sure that we add some RSVPs so that people can attend. So I'm going to hit publish. Yep, I want to publish. Oop, I forgot to actually type RSVP. Publish, publish. Perfect. Okay, now you'll see that there's a permalink here for the actual event. So I'm going to right click that and open a new tab just so I don't lose my dashboard. So I open that up, you could see here's the test, here's the event I just created. Super simple, right? So we've got the about this event here, the actual agenda. The organizers are going to automatically be the organizers for the test chapter, or for the chapter you're in, I should say. So I'm going to RSVP so I can show you what it looks like. Submit. And then you'll say join virtual event here. This is where the attendees will join for a Bevy virtual event. So they click join virtual event, and it's going to take them to the beginning of the event page. So they click join event. And here we are. This should look pretty familiar since we just did this coming into this event here. As you can see, it'll say this event will start soon just because the host hasn't started it yet. But within here, we've got a general chat, as you can see, that I just used as well. You've got emojis. You can @ other attendees. Of course, I added myself, because I'm the only person in here. If you want to enable a Q&A feature, you absolutely can. You click Q&A, click Start Q&A, and you can have questions on here. So we go, question about Bevy Virtual. Submit that. And then as the moderator, you can either dismiss the question, answer it live, like I will be doing at the end of here if there are any questions, or you can reply via text here, where you can reply actually directly to them and then send it on and display it on this page here. The cool thing about the Q&A feature right now is that you can, other attendees, when they look at questions, they can actually upvote the questions so that you're not getting repeated questions over and over again. You can actually have attendees view all the questions that have been asked, and they can add likes to it so that this could be a question. This is a question that multiple people have asked for. Within events, you can also DM other individuals. So you can see here I've got past ones from Christina and JR on my team because they actually were within the platform as well. So it'll show all your history of DMs with other people from within the BYU network. And you can see all the attendees actually through the attendees tab. So you can see, because it's only me in here, we've got a little caret drop down where I can toggle between my own presenter mode. And as a host, you can do that as well. So if I put presenter mode on, we're going to get a super inception here. Let's see if it'll work. Yes, you can see me on camera again, as you can on the bottom right hand screen of your other. So I'm going to turn that off just so we don't get a little confused. And you can view that through everyone who's on this page. You could actually test it right now if you'd like to and click attendees on our meeting. You'll be able to see all of the attendees there and do the same thing with the drop-down arrow, and you'll have a little DM option there. As a moderator, as a host, I should say, as host permissions, which means you oversee the entire event, you have the ability to actually send all of the attendees into breakout rooms as well. So you can select the number of attendees per room. So if we have 10 people in this event and we want 2 people per room, it'll break it up into 5 rooms automatically and randomly send those individuals out. And you can actually select the amount of time for each room as well. So that at the end of that time expires, there'll be a timer on the top of their screen and it brings them back in. We've also recently added this help option here. This is to make sure that anyone who has a difficulty with their camera or microphone when they're in the event, they can run a test here. Or if they need extra help, they can get help here and actually search our help section for articles that help them. Or they can ask. They can send us an email here, or as long as during business hours, we usually have a live representative available through our HQ team that you can live chat with at that time. And those are the big things for Bevy Virtual. Once we hit leave here, as an admin, I can either end the event for all or leave the event for now. I'm going to click leave the event just in case we have questions and need to come back here. But otherwise, let me jump back over to our meeting here. Those are the big items for Bevy Virtual here. Do we have any questions now? I know I just went through that. It's pretty simple. We like to keep it simple here at Bevy and make it easy as possible for y'all as chapter organizers to be able to use Bevy Virtual and the whole Bevy platform here. I know Christina just added in a whole section here about in the chat. Do we have any other questions that I can answer for you guys while we're live?
Thanks, Jana. That was fantastic. Maybe you could tell them about the recording. My understanding is it saves locally. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the recording is actually saved under the wrap up tab for the event. And let me see if I can show that to you real quick. Super Inception. We'll go to a past event. So these are all completed events, right? So we can go test. Under any of these tests here, you'll be able to see under any of your past events, you'll be able to see a wrap up tab here. And the recordings will live as an MP4 within there. There's no recordings here because this event wasn't recorded, but the recording will be right here as an MP4 for you, available for download. And then you could upload that MP4 to a YouTube page or a Vimeo page, what have you, and then paste it in here so that it's then available on the past events page within your chapter. So I wonder if we have any within Central City that I can show. Yeah, so we have our past events here. We can click on Alfred Pennyworth's fireside chat. So we can include images, the feature presentation, as well as the recording would be available here too. It just is not specifically for this one because there wasn't one uploaded.
Thank you. And do you mind, while we have you here, do you mind just walking through if they want to send an email reminder before the event or an email follow-up, maybe it has a survey or some other additional information?
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I keep bouncing between screen share and not. It's just easier to go back and forth. Okay, so if we want to send an email specific for your event, what you'll do is actually from within the event itself, we can click emails right here. And you'll be able to build out a new email. You can decide when you want to send it. So who it comes from, who the audience is. So you can have either all your chapter members, those only with an event ticket, those without an event ticket, anyone who checked in, did not check in, RSVP'd, or chapter members who have not RSVP'd. You can have who the sender will actually come from, the subject line, and the message itself. So you can you put in the message here if you'd like to have a specific blurb or messaging behind the event itself, and then it automatically includes all the information for the specific event or related to this specific event. You can add in also the local sponsors here and partners, and then send yourself a chest, save as draft or schedule and send. And then you can view all of the emails that you have scheduled coming up, either on the emails tab or within the event itself here under emails. Now, in regards to sending a form, so what we call a pre-order form, this is specifically for these events. So when you register for an event, it automatically captures first name, last name, email address, but you can add more than just that. So if we want to know where are you located, you can add this and have it be a short answer, paragraph, email, number, what have you. It's really up to you on how you want to use these forms or what information you want to capture. And you can have as many as you like to. You can also have a post-event survey or wrap-up form where you do the same thing. You could do like on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you like the event? How much did you like this event? Whoops, not live. Overall. And then we make it a number. And then you hit save form, and everybody who attended the event will receive this post-event form. asking them on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did they like that event overall?
And
And again,
do you mind showing them the wait list? If let's say they, meet their capacity, how do they manage?
yeah, for sure. So we can enable the waitlist can be enabled from each actual individual ticket. So if you have when you create your RSVPs, you can have multiple tickets. So you can have a VIP ticket. Whoops, not a BIP. A VIP ticket that only allows for 10, and then you can have a general admission ticket that allows for 200. And so then once the VIP tickets run out, you can actually have when you click enable waitlist, it means that once the tickets are sold out, someone can join the waitlist for a VIP ticket, and then you can view those individuals on this page here. Um, and then you can actually enable them to have those tickets afterwards, but you can see all of them on here. Does that answer that for you, Christina?
Yeah. And what if they wanted to do a discount? Could you show that?
Yeah, for sure. So if you want to actually create a discount code, you create a code up here, and we can do, BYU Rockstar ticket, and then we can go YU. So that's the ticket code that they can use. So you can you can make it whatever you want to, and then you could say the total number of uses that they want to use, the number of discounts. You can do 100% discount, or if you're using or if it's a specific dollar amount, you can do it there. When it'll start, when it'll end, and if it's offered to all ticket types or only specific ticket types. So if you have a VIP and this is how you want to do it. So VIP gets a 10% discount. You could do that, or if you have a specific group that you want to target that gets a discount rate, you could do it that way. It's really up to you how you want to apply these tickets, and then you can have it gated too. So the code you can only use, it's a limited time code for this event. So maybe it could be like an early bird discount code where it's only available, during that first week that you publish the event, and then after that, it disappears, so you can no longer use it. And then you hit save code here, and it's ready to go.
Okay. And then if they wanted to, is that a way to also make a certain ticket type appear? So you could make a ticket type hidden for the general public, but they have a code, and then it makes it public.
So the makes the code public.
So let's say you
The
create a
ticket
ticket type and it's hidden. If they enter in a promo code, does that make the ticket appear? Or if you have a hidden ticket, they need the direct link. So see
if
how
you have a hidden ticket, you would need the access code.
okay.
So you can either share the URL or use the access code. So if you want to say BYU secret, right? And then we hit say publish. They would be able to put in an access code on the front end, and then this ticket type would appear.
Okay, great. So it's on the ticket creation, not the discount for a hidden ticket.
Correct.
And then that URL would take them directly to that hidden ticket, correct?
Correct. Yep. So it's either or both, where you can use an access code or the URL itself. So if you have like speakers, for example, where you need a specific ticket type that's hidden, you can hide it and then only have it accessible through this URL and have no access code. Or if you want to just be able to share the access code with anybody, you can do so here. And again, you can gate the availability start and end date.
Okay, and one last question. Can you do a quick teaser of the sponsors? How, if they wanted to add a sponsor or a speaker, what that would look like?
Yeah, for sure. So you can either add them in here, so you have them automatically active. So for example, we already have Sony that's active in here, or you can create them or you can add a new one from within this sponsor tab here. So you can either add new and build out a new one here with a logo with all this information, or you can search one that's already there. We already have Starbucks. So that means Starbucks would now be available for us to add into, or Starbucks would be where we'd be able to see Starbucks from within the event. So I'll show you where it shows up. If you see at the bottom, it'll have partners because Starbucks is a partner, and then sponsors would look the same. On the bottom here, it would just say sponsors above it instead of partners.
Great. And then do you mind just walking through the people tab? So if they did want to add a speaker to this and have the speaker's picture show up, what that would look like as well.
Yeah, for sure. So you can already, it follows the same logic, right? Where we already have speakers available and what we call a speaker bank on your page. It's follow the same thing. So you can add a new speaker and add in their first name, last name, company title, bio, all of that. Or if you already have them in there, like I'm already in here, you could just add them in like this, and then and the same for panelists and moderators and hosts. Once we hit publish, they'll appear on the chapter page, or the event page, I should say. So and then we have the test here and the speaker and the featured speaker here.
Perfect. And as we can see with that red, that it's currently hidden. So only people at that URL will see it if it's a hidden event. And then that looks great. And then the last question is, I saw a contact us button. Is there a way they can customize where that contact inquiry goes? Or will that go automatically to the general contact?
Here? This will go automatically to the general general email that is set up for BYU, which I think you guys control, Christina. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yep. So it'll go directly to there for any questions, but you'll be able to see who the person sending it is, and you can see what chapter they belong to, what event it came from, etc.
Perfect. Okay, cool. I think that's the gist for me. And then lastly, if they wanted to, review attendees, that's on that left bar or at the top. And otherwise, I think those are kind of the heavy hitter questions. Thanks, Janet.
Yeah, you can view all the attendees from this attendees tab here. And you can see their name, email, what ticket type they have if they've checked in. And you can also resend their ticket email if you need to. So let's say they're like, I can't find it. You can resend it from here after searching from them. You can also delete it or edit them there. At the end of the event, you can actually export this as either a CSV or a PDF too, depending upon what your needs are and what you're looking for there.
Oh, well, I think that's it for me. I haven't seen any questions come through. So otherwise,
I haven't either.
Thank you so much. You clearly did a good job of walking through everything.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, I hope everybody who was able to jump in here today enjoyed it and learned something. This is recorded, so I will be sharing this out following our wrap up here via an event wrap up tab, Christina, for the global in our global chapter, which is this being hosted on. And then it'll be saved there. I'll also include my deck so you can see, everybody can see the Bevy Virtual Fast Facts as well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Janet. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, y'all. Have a great rest of your day.